Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name's Chronicos on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Destiny 2 weekly reset for September 7th, 2021. Everything that has reset, including the double infamy that we have this week, to the Nightfalls, to the Crucible, and everything else in between. First up, for the Nightfall ordeal this week, it's going to be Exodus Crash. Now, I don't really like Exodus Crash. The boss fight's also a bit wonky, but there is a spot where you can hang out behind one of the zappy things, and the boss can't hit you. So I guess there are a lot of different ways to cheese this one. As far as 100k goes, Legend's probably your best bet, and this week we have Barrier Overload. The Vanguard Strike playlist burn is going to be Arc Cinch. The rotating Crucible playlist is going to be Team Scorched. Everyone has a Scorch Cannon, and pro tip, you can hold the trigger button down and release it when you want it to air burst. You don't have to wait for it to hit anything. For the Europa stuff, first up we have the Simulation, which is going to be Survival. This is going to be the one that's going to be in the cold. The Empire Hunt is going to be the Dark Priestess. This one is pretty good. As long as it's not the Technocrat, you're usually fine. For the Vault of Glass Raid Challenge this week, it's going to be Out of Its Way, taking place in the third major encounter of the raid, and in this encounter, it's going to be the one with the Templar. All you have to do is just block every single teleport, which is what you're going to want to do anyways, so a fairly easy challenge. Up next, let's take a look at Eververse's inventory. That's fancy. Ooh, it does move. How fancy. Eververse's inventory. It has a lot of different Bright Dust purchases and a perusal of some of the other ones. For the first one, we have the Firebreak Warden ship. If you want something like this. Can I also just mention that this, oh, I thought that was a gun. No, that's it's like an antenna. Some of the ships have guns on them. I want to be able to fire them. We also have this Sparrow if you want it. We have a Transmit Effect for the Stasis entrance. And of course, we have the Lion's Pride, a new shader, which, may not color well on this particular Hunter set, as that it's a bit mismatchy, but, it has a pretty good set of colors. It might do well on certain weapons. Up next, for the other Bright Dust section, first of all, we have the Ninja Vanish, which is just you doing a little bit of smoke and then not vanishing. You also have the Ornament for the Radiant Flux, which I highly recommend. Probably the best look for the Radiant Flux, and right now we have, what was it, like 72% more damage with Arc Staff this season, so it's a lot stronger. You're definitely going to want to pick that one up. 4 Degrees of Separation Sparrow, which is not really that special. We have the SR-72 Blackbird, if you want one of those. We have the Eager Beaver emote, which is pretty straightforward. We have the Ornament for the 1,000 Voices, no, what is this thing called? Eyes of Tomorrow. Same thing, really. I mean, Ghost Projection, Transmit Effect from a pill. You got more Transmit Effects in Smoke. You've got more Transmit Effects from the Nightmares. And then you've got a bunch of different shaders. Again, mine... it shades differently, and again, I just love the name of this, Melchizedek Bramble. Zeno Silver, and then finally we have the Watermelon, which actually looks kind of cool on that one ghost that looks like a watermelon. Surprisingly enough. Up next, let's take a look at Banshee's inventory. Right, only one thing catches my eye. It's going to be the 7 Seraph Carbine. Unfortunately, it is a 450. I prefer 600s vastly over any of the other archetypes of auto rifles, but this has some pretty good perks. It's got range, it's got rampage. This is not a great perk, but it's a pretty good version of this, and it does have links to the Warmind cells. Likewise, we have 7 Seraph Revolver, although this one is really not good in any way. You don't really want this. You want Time Payload, you want Vorpal, 4 times the charm. There's a lot better rolls on this. Wishbringer, it has a lot of range stuff in here as well, but there are definitely some better options. True Teller has Spike Grenade, but the rest of it is not the best. We have Bad Omens with auto-loading, but again, no impact casings or no extra bit that might be useful. And then finally, Memory Interdict can never have a damage perk on it, so it just doesn't feel that worth it. Up next, let's take a look at the different seasonal challenges for week 3. A few of these are retroactive and you can just get them right away. This first one's going to be the Wayfarer 3, so just continue the quest, and then of course killing Taken and doing stasis kills. Wayfinder Troves and Umbra Engrams focused. Completing rounds in Astral Alignment, or the Defeat the Taken and Taken Relic. I don't really know who the Taken with Taken Relic is. Is that in Astral Alignment? Gather Parallax Trajectories from around everywhere, and I have a lot of it. Defeating enemies in Scorched. Defeat Taken in Gambit. Moon Bounties, Public Vents, and Lost Sectors. Reach power 1320. Long range weapons on the Moon, which is going to be pulse rifles, bows, and trace rifles, with a bonus in Lost Sectors. And champions in a Nightfall Strike on hero or higher. And it seems that most of these are going to be Challenger XP plus, so not a lot of XP to be gained this week. I'm assuming in the later weeks they'll be like plus or whatever, right? I don't, like, all the terminology in this DLC is just out of my head. Parallax Trajectory, Wayfinder Troves, Astral Alignment, Enigmatic Mystery. I'm like, I have no idea what any of this is. Hey, some free stuff, yay! And in case you're wondering, you do have to just go to the compass and the queen to accept the next part of the quest line, and of course there's more quests to do. It's pretty straightforward, and of course, there are going to be these solar options here as well. Whoa. Okay, so the first one is interesting, giving you grenade energy when picking up solar elemental wells. That's just like thermite grenades, Halifire with my Titan. And the other one is elemental well mods can now stack, spawning an additional well for each additional copy of the mod that you have equipped. So if you wanted to spawn elemental wells with, for example, grenade kills, you could spawn 2 of those if you keep stacking that specific mod. This seems like a mod that could end up being overpowered because it forces things that originally could not stack to be able to stack. It doesn't force it, but allows you, and that could lead to some crazy stuff. And that is going to be pretty much the end of the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions or concerns. Of course, come check out my live streams at twitch.tv/DieChronic, link in the description down below. And of course, all the times on screen right now. Oftentimes doing open lobbies for raids, for Nightfall, seasonal stuff, and even the highest level Grandmasters, Master raids, whatever. Come check it out. We often have a lot of fun. Of course, a big thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Specifically, a big thank you to Medibudu, Mama Dad, Luco, Dr. Strange, Joe Smith, Monday, Steve Bachman, Raymond Shona, Panther, Casey Reagan for the support on Patreon. And that's it. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name's DieChronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.